Hi y'all, welcome to Sweet Tea Astrology and Tarot. My name is Erica and this is your full moon, the second full moon for October video in Taurus. This full moon is conjunct Black Moon Lilith and the planet Uranus. Venus will be opposite to Chiron in Aries. Jupiter is sextile to Neptune retrograde in Pisces. And Mercury retrograde is square to Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto in Capricorn. The Sabian symbols I will have in the description down below. Mars is also going to be having a square. Mars retrograde in Aries will be square to Jupiter in Capricorn as well. So like big Jupiter makes things bigger. Mars is hot and fire and arguments and yeah, just big explosive type of scorched earth energy all around for this Halloween blue moon. So I'm going to go down each of the houses and give you a quick rundown of what's going on, and then later on in the video I will pull cards for you. I'm going to do my regular illuminated tarot deck. I'm going to use the Halloween Oracle and then the Santa Muerte Oracle, which is the oracle deck that corresponds to the Santa Muerte Tarot that I used in the last two videos that I uploaded. I'm also working on my Patreon site. I'm hoping to get that up and running very soon so that I can upload my November videos for the early access that comes to that. I will let you know when the Patreon goes live. All right, Aries, this full moon is occurring in your 12th house. It's going to be a full moon illuminating probably some secrets or self-deception in some way or another. It could be shining light on institutions. It could be shining light on your dream space as well. Your dreams could be really, really kind of crazy. For those of you Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising individuals that like to astral travel, that may be a fun time to do that. Taurus, this full moon is occurring in your first house. It's going to be a lot illuminating you. The spotlight will be on you, so enjoy it. Don't act like a werewolf because you will definitely be feeling it, especially with Uranus and Black Moon Lilith conjunct that full moon in your first house. Do everything you can to not howl at the moon, okay? Gemini, this is in your second house of your possessions and the things that you value on a very personal level. It's your resources as well. This full moon could be illuminating the fact that you need to get a job, or it could be illuminating the fact that your bank account is liking the fact that you do have a job, or you've been hustling or putting away money wherever you can. And that second house could also be highlighting a value on the possessions that you have and the things that you consider mine. Cancer, this is in your third house. The third house is your neighborhood and your short distance journeys and your telephone. So if you are going to do the Halloween thing, be careful in your car, do not text and drive, and don't let go of your wallet or your phone because you may be needing to replace that as well. Communication could also be very illuminating, but also erratic and shocking in some regards. For my Leos in the fourth house, this full moon will be occurring for you. So there could be some shocks and surprises going on in your actual home, the dwelling that you live in, or the family space. That can be the actual dwelling, but it can also be the people that you consider family, home, root stability, and foundation. Anything in that regard, that's where this full moon is going to be occurring. There could be a shock and surprise value to it because it is occurring in the same spot of the sky where Uranus is and where Black Moon Lilith are. So Virgo, this is occurring for you in the fifth house. The fifth house is the house of your recreation and your creativity. It's your social sphere on a very tight-knit circle, in my opinion. These are the people that you would invite over to your house for a barbecue. Not a huge party, but the people that you wouldn't mind having over to watch a video with. Full moon in that house could be that you are getting some sort of information concerning that fifth house. For some of you Virgos, it wouldn't be a bad idea to try to maybe buy a scratch-off ticket or a Powerball ticket or a Mega Millions ticket. Don't bet the farm, but throwing $1 or $2 out there with the right energy could maybe give you some serious yields on the money coming your way. It could be money coming your way, but it will definitely be information in that 5th house concerning the 5th house. Because Mercury is opposite where this full moon is, so it could be shining light on some 5th house issues. Could be something about your children. Okay, Libra. This is occurring in your 6th house, and it's going to be dealing with your work and your health, your daily routines, and the things that you do to keep your work life, your area, your health, your body, everything working on a tip-top kind of ship-shape level, because you need it to work as efficiently as possible. It could also be involving or concerning a pet. Scorpio, for you, this is in the 7th house. The full moon will be, again, conjunct Uranus and Black Moon Lilith all day long, all the time for each of these signs. But for you, this is in your 7th house, so it's going to be a full moon illuminating some communication, probably concerning individuals that you deal with on a regular basis. It could also be that you're finding out that you have open beef with somebody, or somebody has open beef with you, is really what it looks like to me. If you're out amongst friends, if they get a little tipsy, you may be hearing more than you bargained for. Play it cool. Understand that Mercury is retrograde. You may not be understanding the full story. They may not be giving the full story. It may only be their perspective. Just collect more information before you decide to go to bat. Sagittarius, this is in your 8th house. It's an intimate house, so some of you may be wanting to do some actual sex magic under this blue moon. It's the first blue moon, Taurus full moon on Halloween since like the early 2000s, I think 2000, 2001. So use it wisely and know what you're manifesting if that's what your intention is. But the 8th house is a very intimate house, and it could be dealing with other people's money. It could be that there's a conversation coming up about you concerning a loan. It could be money that you've lent out or money that you owe. That's just one general area. We'll look at the cards later to see what they have to say about it. Capricorn, this is in your 9th house. The 9th house is the house of your long-distance trips, your higher education, studying at like university. It's higher-minded ideals. This is not something you could just cram for in a weekend and get a certification on. It's something that you have to be trained in, and that you do a lot of certification and study and diligence towards. 9th house. Capricorn, some of you may want to really travel. It could be that travel or higher ed is really on your mind, or the study of like higher-minded things. I'm talking about astrology or metaphysics, tarot, spirituality, that sort of stuff. Be on your mind as well. Some of y'all may be visited by long-distance travelers, and I'll put it like that. You take it how you will. Let me know in the comments below if you got a Day of the Dead message from one of your loved ones. Aquarius, this is occurring in your 10th house of career, status, and reputation in the world. So you've got some activity going on here. It's stimulating, it's rebellious, it's highly independent. Be careful that you're doing whatever you're doing in this 10th house for yourself and not out of spite. Not just to prove somebody wrong. But if it's something that's needed, and I mean, we're in the middle of a global pandemic, and the entire world's economy has shrank this year. So it wouldn't be surprising that some of you need to get a job, especially with Saturn on that cuspy area. And cusps are a bad word here. I don't really use them. But if with Saturn being at the very end of Capricorn where it is and moving forward now again, it's finishing up its final steps in Capricorn to move into Aquarius for the long haul for about 2 years. So it could be that you really are trying to kind of pull yourself up by the bootstraps sort of thing. Pisces, this is occurring in your 11th house. Uranus, the 11th house, full moon, black moon Lilith. This screams social media drama to me, or social sphere drama. People in your area of extended friendship. This would be the people that you know through your associations and memberships. It could be people that you belong to a membership of a group with, but it really, more often than not, will probably play out as social media drama or beef in one way or another for a lot of the Pisceans out there. Now, a caveat for all of the placements, and I'll have to put it in like the comment, the text, I guess, on screen. The placements are for your rising sign. If you've got a sun or a moon that's in one of those signs, then you'll feel the energy, but it's going to be playing ball with another area in your chart. It's not going to be actually in that house, but it could have resonant themes with the houses that were described for you. So I'm going to hit pause, reset my station, and we'll get to the cards. Stay tuned. Hey Aries, welcome to your Halloween reading. Let's see what's going on for you for this Taurus full moon. 12th house. Probably won't be able to sleep that night. But I mean, who can? It's Halloween night, right? Could be that the 10th house issues are keeping you up. Check the top and the bottom. Top card is the Six of Spades. That's the Six of Swords in the Rider-Waite Tarot. There's a full moon right here. Leaving worries behind, a transition. Second card is the Jack of Clubs, which is like the Knight or the Page of Wands. Enthusiasm, a new adventure, pursuit of adventure. It could be that some of you are on the precipice of a new career venture and you're excited about it. It doesn't have to be career, it can just be something in your life. A new status change would also be nice. Let's see what the Halloween Oracle deck has to say. To Aries for Halloween, this blue moon on Halloween. It's a night for some moon magic, if that's what you partake in. Winter. Winter. Another full moon in the background. The sacredness of pausing. I think that whatever it is that comes up in your 12th house that asks you to look at the illumination that is being brought forward, you need to give it serious pause before you jump at it. I'm going to grab the Halloween Oracle deck book and see if there's any other messages that need to be brought forth. I'll be right back. I couldn't pick one thing, so I'm going to tell you what the whole passage is. Winter. Lightly I step, for the earth falls asleep, a lullaby to rest and pause, the soul's secrets to keep. Death is frightening, even though, or perhaps because, it is inescapable. However, as we move into winter, we know it signals literal and metaphysical death. In some parts of the planet, the extreme weather means snow and ice buries all life, and the ground lies fallow and still. In winter, the earth slows down and there is less light, and often more wet weather. Many plants die back, many animals are less active, and traditionally it was a leaner, more difficult time for those who worked on the land for their living. Winter often brought with it the end of a life cycle of figurative or literal death. So should the winter card appear for you, it's time to let what no longer serves you die away. Where it seems natural and right to let things that have been bothering you for some time to die back, take real extra action to change those things. Anything that is extra or burdensome, now is the time to release it. That's what the Halloween Oracle deck had to say to you, Aries. I hope you have a wonderful Halloween blue moon. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you for the November video real soon. Bye. Hi, Taurus. Let's see what the Halloween full moon has to say for you in the cards. This is occurring in your first house, like I said earlier. You got some squares, oppositions, and a sextile. 12th house is being activated through some different transits. Chariot. Who of you needs a car or wants a new vehicle? Is it the right time during this Mercury retrograde? I don't know. I mean, don't put life on hold just because it's a Mercury retrograde. Take the top and bottom. You got the Ace of Clubs and the Two of Spades. Ace of Clubs would be the Ace of Wands. It's also seen as the Strength card in this deck. So take all of the significations for the Ace of Wands and the Strength card and combine them, and that's what's going on right here. Strength, courage, building trust, overcoming desire. It could be involving or surrounding a Leo as well. Doesn't have to, but it could be. Second card is the Two of Spades. That would be the Two of Swords in the Rider-Waite Tarot. This is also another major arcana card in this deck. It's the Hanged Man. Peace through self-discipline, freedom from distraction. So, Taurus, this reading is really kind of breaking down the line for two different types of Taurians, honestly. And with Uranus in the mix, Uranus being conjunct this full moon, I can see where it would be. So I'm seeing it as though for half of the Leos, you've got the Ace of Wands and the Two of Swords. And for the other half, you've got the Strength card and the Hanged Man. So for the Strength card and the Hanged Man, there's a situation going on that you aren't necessarily privy to yet, but you are going to be finding out about it very soon. And it may push you towards action because the Chariot card also showed up for you. What was that other? I didn't look at the actual significator up top. I just remember it being the Chariot card. The Lamp and Remembrance. Some of y'all are really conflicted on what to do for this situation. Don't let self-sabotage get in the way of your goals. Don't allow distractions to be distracting for you. Mercury retrograde is opposite your sign right now. So it's like everything that can distract you is trying to. Don't allow it, Taurus. I'm going to hit pause, check the Halloween Oracle book, and see if there's anything else, any messages that I think you should hear. I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I read it for Aries. I think what I'm going to do is just read it for every sign, just to make it fair, right? The lamp, remembrance. I will light a single candle within a lamp for you. The single flame in the darkness reflects my heart so true. While it's a tradition to carve a jack-o'-lantern to scare away the spirits, it was an older tradition still to light a candle or a lamp on Halloween night and leave it by the window for a loving guide, as a loving guide home for those who have passed, both as a symbol of remembrance and also as a kind of leaving the lights on for those who may wish to come home. The lamp was left on to illuminate the night, and perhaps even the sadness that was felt because of the passing of a loved one. This card reminds us that it is a positive thing to remember those who have passed by celebrating their life rather than mourning their death. For those with whom we did not have an easy relationship, or even those we did not like, leave us with valuable lessons. Sometimes we learn more from our nemesis than we do from our friends, and so the darkness can illuminate our strengths and our true values so that we can live them more clearly and fully. Are you conflicted about reaching out to somebody that you should probably reach out to, Taurus? Speak your truth in love. Understand that with that Mars-Jupiter square, people's egos might get in the way. Approach it with love. I'll see y'all for the November readings real soon. I love you. Bye. Hi, Gemini. This full moon is occurring in your second house. Let's see what the cards have to say about it. Some of you may be feeling stuck. Cards have shuffled with ease for the other two signs that I've done. I'm not being as cooperative this around. Makes a little sense with Mercury, your ruler, being retrograde in a water sign. It's probably not Mercury's favorite place to be in. I'm going to do one more shuffle. I'll grab the top and the bottom. We'll go from there. Okay, as I was doing a pre-shuffle before I started this recording, the Devil card did show up for y'all before. The card on top is the Three of Cups, Three of Hearts, deals with celebration, gathering, or a party. If you're doing this celebration, let it be outside and be socially distanced. Please be respectful of other people. There's a lot going on in the world, and we don't want to be responsible for somebody else's illness. Yeah. Then we have the Devil card, which shows up as well in this deck as the Five of Wands. So you can take the Five of Wands, Rider-Waite tarot signification of there being some conflict. And then we take the Devil card, which is assigned to temptation and control and achievement, being tied to our addictions. And it can also represent a Capricorn. So for some of you Geminis, you're dealing with a Capricorn. You're wanting to spend some time with them. Maybe they could be attached to you in one way or another. It looks like it's probably a codependent situation. If I'm looking at the astrology correct for you Gemini risings, according to these cards as well. Let's see what the Halloween Oracle deck has to say. black cat. Fortune meets opportunity. Fortune meets opportunity. I've read it for every other sign. I decided in Gemini's. Taurus' sign, I decided I was going to read for all of y'all out of the book. Fortune meets opportunity, black cat. Sleek and black and lantern-eyed, crosses your path with a hiss. Good luck and fortune sweep by with a kiss. In traditional folklore, cats were said to have had one foot in this world and one foot in the next. They were the conduit between the underworld and this world, and fortune and opportunity. In the times of the Inquisition and the Middle Ages, cats were hunted because they were said to be allies of evil entities such as devils and witches. Black cats, black being associated with the darker aspects of the supernatural, were especially singled out. Historians believe this unprecedented killing of cats in the name of eradicating evil led to an unchecked increase in the rat population, which was responsible for the alarmingly rapid spread of the bubonic plague and the death of millions of people. These days, in Germany, for example, a black cat's passing one's path indicates impending misfortune. Yet in ancient Britain, they were considered good luck and even given to brides on their wedding day. In Japan, to this day, they're considered very good luck and bringers of fortune. So should the slinky black cat cross your path through this oracle, know that good luck and fortune will be meeting you promptly. And also know that your luck will be even luckier if you are prepared to take advantage of a very special opportunity that will be coming your way. That's interesting. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I'll see you for your November reading real soon. I love y'all. Bye. Hi, Cancer. Let's see what the cards have to say for you. The astrology indicates that this full moon in Taurus is going to be occurring in your third house. Be careful driving, be careful with your phone, be careful in your neighborhood. I say all of that because Mercury is retrograde in a water sign. You are a water sign, and this full moon conjunct Taurus, this full moon in Taurus conjunct Uranus and Black Moon Lilith could be some shocks and surprises that you're not wanting to deal with come November 1st. Don't be drinking and driving. Actually, probably be smarter for you to stay at home. If you could. Get the top and the bottom card for you. Got the Ten of Cups, Ten of Hearts, the Five of Cups, and the Five of Hearts. This is also a major arcana card, the Wheel of Fortune. Plans are being set in motion, and the Wheel of Fortune is ever-changing. Also represents the planet Jupiter. You've got Jupiter in your 7th house. Now, be careful, because you're going to blow up at the people around you, especially if you're drinking. We've got the Five of Cups, Five of Hearts. This is moving forward and learning from your mistakes. So what the Halloween Oracle deck has to say for you. This is for your October full moon, Cancer rising. I have read what the book reads for each of the other signs. I'm going to do the same for y'all. Just trying to give it a good shuffle. What do the Cancers need to say for this full moon on Halloween? Skull of Darkness. Beware the blind spots. Where would your blind spot be? We may not wish to delve there, the shadows, the darkness, the unknown. Yet when we search, we reveal and our power has grown. The beautiful and mysterious skull of darkness encourages us to look at the part of ourselves that normally remains hidden or as unseen as possible. We may not like or appreciate certain aspects of ourselves, and yet sometimes our greatest treasures lie within those areas. How many times have you heard of famous artists or people being extremely successful in their fields being bullied for being so different? Yet it is their very differences from others that make them so powerful. Additionally, all of us must come to the stage of life where we have certain blind spots that may cause us grief and trouble. Although we may not see the issue clearly, it is repeated in patterns of pain that may alert us to them, symptoms, if you will. For example, the same things that keep happening over and over again, we may be betrayed repeatedly, fail at something repeatedly, not complete tasks continually. Peace and pattern breaking can be achieved by doing the work and uncovering our blind spots, or even consulting trusted close friends or professionals to assist us in seeing what we cannot. Don't be afraid to ask people to be a mirror for you, Cancer. I'm sending you a lot of love, and I'll see you for your November reading real soon. Love y'all. Bye. Hi, sweet Leo. This full moon in Taurus is occurring for you in the 4th house. It's going to be sensitive. It deals with your family, your roots, stabilities, your foundation. It can also be responding to your home, the actual dwelling that you live in. Because this is a full moon that is conjunct Uranus and Black Moon Lilith. If there's any lightning storms, I'm concerned for your home. It's kind of a scorched earth energy under this full moon. I'm not predicting that anybody's home is going to be, hit by lightning and it'll burn down. But I mean, there are weirder things that have happened. I wouldn't wish a burnt home on anyone. Leo, 4th house, full moon in Taurus, conjunct Uranus and Black Moon Lilith. What is going on for you? The 3 of Spades, the 3 of Swords. Then we have the Jack of Cups or Hearts. That would be Knight or Page of Cups. 3 of Swords, 3 of Spades. Communication. Could be an issue dealing between the head and the heart. Moving beyond sorrow and understanding your feelings or someone close to you. The second card is the Jack of Hearts, which would be the Knight or the Page of Cups. Dealing with the unconscious feelings coming to the surface and dealing with contemplation. You're really in your head about some things. Looks like work has a lot to do with it. Work or lack thereof. What does the Halloween Oracle deck have to say to the Leos? Hearth. Okay, now that's creepy. Especially given my trauma. I need some water on that one. The Hearth heart. The Hearth fell, and it deals with fire. Water is the ultimate adult beverage. Take care of yourself and hydrate regularly. Hearth. Happiness in our homes and our hearts. I've read what the Halloween Oracle book says for each of the signs so far. You are no different. Let me read it for you. Hearth. Happiness in our homes and hearts. The heart of every home, the fire that unites, winter's warmth centers, stories, love, and delights. The ancient Romans believed that every home had a heart, and it was the hearth. Where the fire burned, the family gathered for sustenance, communication, and protection. This concept was so important to the culture that there was a huge city hearth, the Vestal Temple, where the fire of the home goddess Vesta burned forever without ever going out. The sacred flame was protected by soldiers with their very lives should there be an invasion. This place where the goddess Vesta was honored within every ordinary home was also the hearth, and it is where women prepared food and cooked. Some of the food was always offered back into the fire as an offering to Vesta for her blessing and protection. Often husbands were sent away on military duty for years on end, and their wives were at home, and they were not expected to just keep the home, but also that often their business running, and they were waiting faithfully for their husband's safe return. They would pray to Vesta to ensure their family members' safe return and to keep the fires of love stoked. The saying, keep the home fires burning, was inspired by this practice. Should the hearth card appear in your divination, you are being asked to look at your idea of what home and family is for you. Take the time up to build up your love fire and have it burning brightly. Make your relationships a priority. If there is a conflict within your home or family, it is time to take concrete steps to address this issue for good. If you or a member of your family is away from home due to travel or work, know that protection is being offered and given. Well, Leo, that's what I've got for you for this Halloween blue moon. I will see you soon for your November videos. Love you. Bye. Hi, Virgo. This is your Halloween blue moon reading. This full moon is occurring in your 5th house. Let's see what the cards have to say. There really could be a couple of you Virgo Virgo risings out there to get lucky winning the lottery. Don't spend a lot of money. It doesn't even have to be a lottery. It could be like a raffle. But you could be getting lucky. Or your kid could really be getting some recognition or accolades. Something you're proud of that you have had a lot of hands in. Okay. Now, I've been pulling the top and bottom card of the deck, but because these were stuck together, you got 3. In Louisiana, we call an extra anything lagniappe. So this is a lagniappe card. Top card was Justice. This is also the 8 of Swords. It's also dealing with the sign of Libra. Balancing of the scales in one way or another. Dealing with reason and fairness. Also, the 8 of Swords, Rider-Waite Tarot connotations are attached to this as well. King of Clubs would be the King of Wands. This is also a major arcana card dealing with the Magician. It deals with skill, alchemy, transformation, and magic. This moon is supposed to be a very powerful moon magic moon because of astrological significations. It's the first Taurus full moon in on Halloween in like 19 years, I think. So we've got the Magician paired with the King of Wands energy right here. And then we've got the 5 of Cups where it's the 5 of Hearts in cartomancy. Moving forward and learning from mistakes. Could be that there's a situation where you're going to have to be fair, or look at a situation where somebody was learning or trying their best and maybe just didn't produce the results that were expected. It could be you. You may have been trying to manifest something and you see at the full moon that it didn't work out the way that you wanted to, and you have to approach it with fairness and reason and understanding that with Uranus and Black Moon Lilith conjunct the moon, you're not going to be able to be in control of a whole lot. And if we haven't learned that in 2020, I don't know what we're doing. You received the Winter card. This fell, I think, for Aries as well. The King of Wands is here, so it could be that you're dealing with someone on the Aries-Libra axis. This Winter card deals with the sacredness of pausing. Lightly I step, for the earth falls asleep, a lullaby to rest and pause, the soul's secrets to keep. Death is frightening, even though, or perhaps because it is inescapable. However, as we move into winter, we know it signals a literal and metaphysical death. In some parts of the planet, the extreme weather means snow and ice buries all life, and the ground lies fallow and still. In the winter, the earth slows down, and there is less light and often more wet weather. Many plants die back. Many animals are less active, and traditionally, it was a leaner, more difficult time for those who worked the land for their living. Winter often brought with it the cycle of the end of a life cycle. It's a figurative or a literal death. So should the winter card appear for you, it's time to let go what no longer serves you. It's time to let it die away. Where it seems natural and right to let the things that have been bothering you for some time die, take real action to change those things. Anything that is extra or burdensome, now is the time to release it. And that's what I've got for you, darling Virgos. I hope you're well. I'll see you soon for your November videos. I love you. Bye. Hi, Libra. This full moon in Taurus, conjunct Uranus and Black Man Lilith, is occurring for you in the 6th house of work and health, daily routines, and the services and skills that you provide. You could also be dealing with your pets. Top and bottom card for you, Justice and the Three of Swords. These cards fell very recently. The Justice card fell for Virgo, and the Three of Swords fell for Leo. This Eight of Swords is representative as well as the Justice Major Arcana card in this deck. So you can take the Eight of Swords, Rider Waite Tarot deck meanings and resonance, add to it this Major Arcana. The second card we have, Understanding One's Feelings and Moving Beyond Sorrow. This is the Three of Spades. It's also known as the Three of Swords in the Rider Waite Tarot. Y'all are really in your head about something, about work. How do you make it work? Looks like it's a balance between work, like home life and work. Halloween Oracle deck. Eternal love. Aww. Love is love is love, and it transcends physical death. When the body leaves us and our souls are above, our possessions no longer, nothing remains but the intertwining of love. All of us are the product of millennia of love. Our parents, 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 parents. Our ancestors, by blood and ritual, all have in some way created the DNA that weaves throughout our bodies. Love, in fact, powers life and death. When most of us first encounter death in our lives, we experience grieving too, and in some ways, that feeling could be described as an absence of love and the absence of that person or being. But the kind of love that is often shared between family members, friends, and lovers is separated only by physical death. It's the kind that poets wax lyrical about. It is that truly is eternal and transcends death. Should this card fall for you, you are being reminded that love is the most powerful force in the universe. It is more powerful than death itself. Love lingers. Love leaves its own legacy, and we should be aware of it this very day and every day that we live. For those that are ready and desiring of a partner, it also indicates that a significant love is close and at hand, and you should be ready to open up to this new experience. I hope you enjoyed it, Libra. Take care. I will see you for your November readings really soon. Love you. Bye. Hi, Scorpio. This full moon in Taurus is going to be in your 7th house. Let's see what the cards have to say for y'all. Mercury is retrograde in your sign and will be going back into Libra really soon as I'm taping this. I'm actually recording it the day before Mercury goes retrograde because I like a challenge. 7th house. What do the cards have to say for Scorpio for this Halloween full moon? Conjunct Uranus and Black Moon. Pull the top and the bottom card from this illuminated tarot deck. We've got the 10 of clubs. That would be the 10 of wands. The 5 of cups. 10 of wands deals with responsibility and burden. Feeling like nobody has your back. Also feeling like you're walled in. You could be walling yourself in or feeling caged off from others. The 5 of hearts is the 5 of cups, and this is about moving forward and learning from mistakes. What has gone on in that 7th house? Where are you? 5th house and 2nd house. Could be that some of you are really being hardened by your vices. Ancestors. The love and legacy of our DNA. So Scorpio, I can't think of a better thing for you to do for this Halloween full moon than to honor your ancestors. Let's see what the book has to say. I've read it for every other sign. You are no different. I walk in the footsteps, their wisdom inside me remains. I am unique, yet carry a legacy, their blood runs in my veins. Whether or not we know our ancestors, we are the product of those who have lived before us, DNA-wise. Externally, we may have the body type of our father, our mother's eyes, our grandmother's nose, our great-grandfather's skin tone. On the inside, it gets even more interesting. We now know that we can inherit the way our body works, different blood types, genetic disorders, even propensities for aspects of different types of brain function like introversion, musicality, and mathematics. Many pagan paths associated with Halloween believe that we are born perfectly imperfect to be exactly what we are meant to be. What does this mean? It means that the gifts of our ancestors have left us, and the unique synergy of the combination of the physical, mental, and physical that is created within us sets us up perfectly to achieve our ultimate purpose. So should the ancestor card bring itself to your attention, know that you are already able to bring action towards your birthright of power. You have the support of those who came before you. There may be challenges and struggles, but you have everything you need to overcome them, and you will prevail. That's a nice note to end it on, Scorpio. I hope you're well. I'm sending you a lot of love, and I will see you for your November reading. Love y'all. Bye. Hi, Sagittarius. This is your October Blue Moon reading. I am sorry if you can hear my air conditioner in the background. It is about 80 degrees, and it is hot as I film this. The air popped on. It's because it's done got way too warm in here. I'm using a mic really close to my face, so it shouldn't be an issue. But if it is, I apologize. I live in Louisiana. It gets hot down here. So, Sagittarius, this is occurring for you in the 8th house. 8th house, full moon, with Uranus and Black Moon, Lilith conjunct the moon. For those of you who partake in moon magic and sex magic, it would be a great time for that. As the cards have to say for you, Sag. Some of you may meet somebody at a party, like a house party. I would hope not too many because we're all on social distancing and stuff, but I mean, if the party's in the backyard, just be careful. 8th house is intimate stuff. I'm going to take the top and the bottom of this deck. Got the Tower card. Okay. Tower card is revelation, drastic shifts. It's also associated with the planet Mars and action. In this deck, it is also the 6 of clubs. That would be the 6 of wands in the Rider-Waite Tarot. So, I mean, Uranus is conjunct this moon, and do you see the lightning strikes? I'm just saying. And we have the 7 of clubs, which would be the 7 of wands, vigilance, and a struggle to stay ahead. What's going on for you, Sagittarius? For the Tower and struggles. That 8th house could be related to money issues. It could be people you owe money to reaching out to you, or you could possibly be reaching out to people that owe you money. For a very small few of you, you might be wanting a little bit of money. Money may be coming to you through a electronic means or kind of shopping, Uranian energy sort of stuff. Let's see what the Halloween deck has to say to the Sagittarius. Got the Owl. Wise seeing, wise action. See what the book has to say. I've read it for everybody else. You are no different. Silent, winged, and wise, all-seeing creature of the night, show me the way, I will follow you in flight. Owls have for thousands of years been part of folklore and have been considered a special or sacred animal. With their huge, forward-facing eyes and otherworldly appearance, they have been seen as both wise and harbingers of the supernatural. There are many hundreds of species of owls, and all are almost nocturnal and carnivores. Interestingly, they all have specifically designed feathers that enable them to fly silently at night, giving them an incredible hunting advantage, sort of like having a stealth mode. Many deities were said to have been able to change into owls, and perhaps the most famous was the Greek goddess Athena, who was famous for her strategy and intelligence. To this very day, the capital of Greece, Athens, has Athena's owl as its symbol. Should the hooting owl come looking for you this Halloween, it indicates the need for wise counsel or for further information before you make a decision. Considered action is warranted. Think before you act emotionally and ensure that you think strategically and not impulsively. I hope you enjoyed your little Halloween full moon reading, Sagittarius. I'll see you for your November reading. I love y'all. Bye. Hey Capricorn, this is your Halloween blue moon reading. This full moon in Taurus is occurring in your 9th house. Let's see what the cards have to say for you really quick. What do the Caps need to know for this Halloween? Three of Cups or the Three of Hearts. And the Two of Diamonds or the Two of Pentacles, which also is the High Priestess in this deck. Could be dealing with juggling, multitasking, or perception. Also highlights the moon. This Three of Cups or Three of Hearts is a celebration, a gathering, or a party. It may be that you just don't have time for what you're wanting to do. The Halloween Oracle deck have to say to the Caps out there. Forgiveness. Forgiveness, reducing burden. It's a pretty card. I've read the book for every other sign, and you are no different. So here we go. A wrong is done, consequences you cannot deny, but to hold a grudge is to drink poison and to think the other person will die. Being a cold season festival, Halloween is the perfect time to pause and think about how things are actually in our lives and what burdens we do not wish to carry through these leaner, harder times. Some of the heavy-heartedness may relate to old relationships or grievances. Some may relate to negative feelings we hold on too tightly about others, or even a lack of compassion for the mistakes we ourselves have made. It is said that it takes a big person to apologize, but in many ways it takes an even bigger person to forgive. When we hold grudges, the negative energy is incredibly toxic. It is like drinking a poison while expecting the other unforgiven person to die. While we may even harbor feelings of revenge, and to be honest, that does feel good for a while, it is important that we move past those feelings along to forgiveness and release as soon as possible for our own health and well-being. If you've chosen this card, think about it. Think about who it is that you should be forgiving, and that includes yourself. I didn't mean to read you so hard, Capricorn. I love you, and I hope you're well. I'll see you for your November readings. Bye, y'all. Hi, Aquarius. This full moon in Taurus is occurring in your 10th house on Halloween. Let's see what the cards have to say about it. This full moon is conjunct Uranus and Black Moon Lilith in your 10th house of career and status. Reputation and dealing with authorities or authority figures in their field of expertise. I think of it through the lens of the William Shakespeare quote, "All the world is a stage." The 10th house is the stage that you approach the world on, and it's how the world knows you. So what's going on for my Aquarians for this full moon? Conjunct Uranus, or modern ruling planet. Okay. What are you being so persistent and not moving about? You got the 10 of clubs, which is the 10 of wands, and you also receive the 5 of clubs, which is the 5 of wands. It also is the devil card in this deck. So you feel very burdened with responsibility about some stuff. You are tempted. Some of you are tied to your temptations. Some of you are dealing with a Capricorn. If you aren't dealing with a Capricorn, you are dealing with Capricorn pressure. In that 12th house. Okay, you've got a cycle beginning here. It is the death card in this deck. It is nothing to be afraid of. It is speaking to another cycle going on. 10th house can also be the house of your status, and that could be like your marital status or relationship status. It could be that some of you are cutting the cord on that. Let's see what the book says. I've read the book for every other sign. You are no different. Let's see what's happening for Aquarius. 'Tis not the end, though I may pass in the night. I get to do my time over, although you may get a fright. Many pagans believe that death was the beginning of the cycle of life. When you think about it, people consider the act of birth to be the beginning of the life cycle. When we are born, we live and we die, and depending on your beliefs, you may get to go around again. Instead, pagan cultures see death as the beginning of a whole new adventure, the place where your soul gets to choose where it incarnates and why and what it wants to experience. Then and only then does it get born into a body that lives and eventually dies before returning to ride a new cycle. Halloween is a celebration of death as a part of life. As humans are conscious beings, we know about death, and many are afraid and uncomfortable about it. Halloween illuminates the universal truth that all of us will die, just as all of us were born. So to be fearful of that end process is fairly pointless. Halloween asks us instead to make friends with death, just as we seem friendly with birth, and not to allow our fears and grief to bring us unnecessary pain. Do not be afraid if you pull the death card, as it simply means that something is falling away or will soon do so, so you can begin to start new. This is a great power in the clearing. If you pull this card at Halloween particularly, the message is stronger, and you should actively celebrate this as a new beginning. So you have a new beginning coming towards you, Aquarius, in that 10th house of career, status, reputation, and dealing with your authority figures. I hope you like this reading, and I'll see you soon. I'm sending you a lot of love. See you in November's readings. Bye, y'all. Hey, Pisces. This full moon in Taurus is occurring for you in the 11th house at the end of the month. Your social standing, your social media, and your dealings with groups, memberships, teams, and associations that you may belong to. What do the cards have to say for my Pisces? You have the Tower. Okay. The Tower fell for another card. I think it was Capricorn. The Tower in this deck is also represented by the Six of Swords, Six of Clubs. No, the Six of Clubs would be the Six of Wands. The Six of Clubs is the Six of Wands. The Tower card in this deck is also represented by the Six of Wands, which is the Six of Clubs. What does the Halloween Oracle deck have to say about Pisces? So there is a major revelation point that's occurring for you in this 11th house. Could be getting information through social media. The lightning bolts are also emblematic of the planet Uranus, which is conjunct the moon during this full moon. Don't take it out on social media, and don't use social media as your diary. The second card is the Eight of Diamonds, or the Eight of Pentacles. This deals with patience and persistence. Comfort being achieved through hard, diligent work. It takes a long time to make a quilt, but it's an heirloom once you've made it, if it's taken care of. For some of you, it could be dealing with funds, like your bank account. Check your bank account on the full moon before you go do anything. You might overdraft it, something like that. The card from the Halloween Oracle deck is Invisibility, which deals with authenticity. I've read the book for every other sign, and you are no different. So here we go. Heart beating, we sense, but we do not see. They touch, we chill, they come unseen. You know that feeling you sometimes have when someone is watching you? You can't see them, yet you have a distant feeling that someone's there. All the hairs are on the back of your neck, standing at attention. You think you see something in the corner of your eye, but when you turn, there's nothing to be there but empty air. This is the power of invisibility, the indirect fear and the covert threat of having to fight something that we cannot see. Humans have a strong visual sense, so it's no wonder that we're uneasy about things we cannot see. The ancients believed that all manner of creatures, mythical and physical, and of course the deities, could make themselves invisible at will. When we consider that some animals are camouflaged so well by their coats or behavior that sometimes, even if we're looking straight at them, they're hard to see within their environment, that invisibility isn't such a far-fetched concept. In many cultures, the idea of beings who could watch us undetected were and still are common. The concept of invisibility is a double-edged sword. While it's a powerful tool to be able to gain information or to assist while no one else looks or sees, individuals using it are privy to information that may not be meant for them, and it may be taken out of context or unethically. It is a power of manipulation that is easily abused. The idea of hiding away and not being able to be seen is also a big part of the dark side of this concept. We are all born to shine our light out into the world and to take on our roles. Hiding our talents, not expressing our true selves, stealing others' ideas or work, and being someone else other than your authentic self are all aspects to consider when this card appears in your reading. I would definitely say that for some of you out there, looking on your partner's social media isn't going to be yielding you anything that you want to find or see. That's for some of you, not all of you. That's what I've got for you for this full blue moon Halloween reading, Pisces. I will see you in the November reading. I love you, and I hope you're well. Bye, y'all.